SpaceX's heat shield issue? Turns out it's a bigger headache than we thought. We're talking 18,500 ceramic tiles cracking post-flight. Elon joked they're like dinner plates glued to a shaky rocket, and he's not wrong. Each landing costs millions in tile replacements. But get this, SpaceX might have a crazy fix: metal shields that cool themselves by leaking rocket fuel at 2,000 degrees. Yeah, metal surviving those temps sounds wild. How? And why is this key to cheap Mars trips? It's pretty mind-blowing. Basically, SpaceX hasn't been totally honest about the shields. Not on purpose, but they've made it sound better than it is while secretly spending a fortune on tech that's kind of failing. Each Starship flight trashes tiles, trashes them. These 18,500 pieces are as fragile as your grandma's china and cost about $10,000 each to make and install. Do the math, that's $185 million in heat protection getting wrecked every flight. The real kicker? The tiles don't just crack from heat. They expand and contract differently than the steel underneath. It's like trying to glue ice to a hot pan while shaking it like crazy. During early tests, something scary happened. Tiles weren't just falling off during re-entry, they were popping off during launch. The shaking alone wrecked the system before the rocket even got to space. Elon even said it himself, they're like dinner plates stuck on a rocket that's shaking like crazy. The thing is, each tile has to fit perfectly. Mess up one, lose a tile during takeoff, and you're looking at a disaster. Heat doesn't forgive mistakes. Remember Columbia? A tiny piece of foam brought down the whole shuttle. Now multiply that risk by 18,500 tiles. So, SpaceX looked back at Falcon 9. Those landing legs are amazing, arms that extend with helium, shock absorbers, crush cores for big impacts. They work great for a smaller rocket landing on concrete. But Starship is different. It's way taller, heavier, and needs to land on Mars where a rock could ruin everything. Here's the scary part, those Falcon 9 style legs we hear about. They're not just bigger. They're totally new and might not even use pneumatics. Why? Because those systems fail in space's extreme temps. Fluids freeze, pressure vessels crack, seals get brittle. The more you look, the more that can go wrong. And Mars? It's not the pretty place in the videos. SpaceX picked a landing spot called Arcadia Planitia. Sounds nice, right? Nope. It's a frozen wasteland full of ridges, grooves, and traps. NASA's rovers have mapped it, and there are rocks everywhere. Some are 3 foot tall. Orbital cameras can only see rocks bigger than 6 feet, so anything smaller is invisible until landing. Imagine a 200-ton Starship going 60 miles per hour, trying to land without hitting these hidden rocks. If one leg hits a rock, the others have to support almost half the weight. It's too much, and the landing goes bad. But here's the twist. While everyone's worrying about tiles and landing legs, SpaceX has been secretly testing metal heat shields that leak rocket fuel to stay cool. I know, metal melts, right? But these aren't normal sheets. They have tiny holes that let liquid methane seep through. The methane turns to gas and carries the heat away. It's like how rocket engines don't melt. During re-entry, Starship's hull hits 2,700 degrees Fahrenheit. That melts most metals. But SpaceX uses Inconel 617, a superalloy that handles heat like a champ. It can take 1,900 degrees continuously and spikes up to 2,000 degrees. And here's the crazy part, unlike ceramics, this metal actually gets stronger at those temps. It sounds backwards, I know. The real deal is that NASA tried this in the 90s with the X-33 Venture Star. The system worked great in tests. Fighter jets, wind tunnels, everything passed. So, why didn't it work? Politics and money. But the tech was good, and SpaceX is picking up where NASA left off, with 30 years of better materials. So again, why revisit old tech? Because the situation changed. Those tiles are basically disposable. SpaceX has to fix or replace tons of them after each flight. It takes weeks. The middle system flips that. You just refuel the methane. It's like filling up your gas tank instead of rebuilding your engine. Here's the thing, this might make Starship heavier, not lighter. Metal is heavy, and you need fuel lines, pumps, everything to manage the methane. So why do it? Because weight doesn't matter if you can fly 100 times instead of 10. Let's be real about what could go wrong. A clogged cooling channel could burn through the hull. A damaged fuel line could leave sections unprotected. And if the system fails on Mars, there's no backup. But SpaceX isn't dumb. There are backup fuel lines, cooling channels, and even patches if the shield fails. It's like layers of insurance. Also, those tiles are handmade. Technicians shape, test, and install them individually. The middle system changes that. You can make panels with standard welding, machining, and quality control. This isn't just about speed, it's about making space travel a mass production thing. While SpaceX struggled with tiles, others watched. Blue Origin, Virgin Galactic, and even international agencies are working on their own systems. But SpaceX has an advantage, they're actually flying and testing. Every flight gives them data that others can only dream of. The question isn't if metal shields will work, but if SpaceX can perfect them first. Time is running out. Elon says SpaceX has a 50-50 shot at Mars by 2026. Most people laugh at that, but what if the metal shield works? Think about it, if tiles take weeks to fix, but metal shields just need fuel, then trips to Mars become way easier. 20 starships to Mars in 2028? 100 by 2030? 500 by 2033? Could be possible. But there's a catch. This assumes everything goes perfectly. One big failure, one crew lost to a shield problem, and the Mars program could be shut down for years. The stakes are high, and SpaceX is betting on tech that some people think can't work. So here we are. SpaceX is changing the game, bit by bit. We've gone from tiles falling off to self-cooling metal that could unlock Mars. It's ironic. Failed tech from the 90s may save our future in space. But is this the start of real space industry, or are we one failure away from Mars dreams being delayed by decades? SpaceX isn't just solving a problem, they're betting our future on something most people think is impossible. What do you think? Is the metal shield the answer, or should SpaceX stick with the ceramic tiles, even if it takes longer? Drop your thoughts below. The future's being written now, and you're watching it. Okay, here's part 2, focusing on making it sound like a continuation and using more conversational phrasing. Elon just fixed SpaceX's biggest problem, and nobody saw it coming. While you were watching, Musk quietly changed things up with Block 3. It's not just another test, it's a game changer. For launch towers at Florida for rapid launches. Something seems urgent. The heat shield thing was stressing everyone, but Elon's fix is kind of brutal, split the ship operations from the landing site. Ditch rapid ship reuse to save the whole Mars mission? The numbers will shock you, 36 starships ready to launch, with Block 3 stuff already being stacked. There's a deadline this summer for Flight 12. So, why the rush? Here's what's really going on. Elon showed up at that meeting knowing his Mars plan was failing. The heat shield wasn't just a technical problem anymore, it was a huge problem. Every starship comes back hot, reaching 2,000 degrees Fahrenheit. Then, the tiles need weeks to be fixed. Mars isn't waiting. Earth and Mars line up every 26 months. Miss that chance, and you wait 2 years. 2 years while China tries to get there first? 2 years while NASA wonders if SpaceX can do it? Traditional heat shield fixes take, like, 3 to 4 weeks minimum. Mars trips need fast launches. Something had to give in their minds. That's when Musk made the call that shocked everyone. We're not going to fix the heat shield. We're going to work around it. Total silence, then the arguing began. But Musk had already thought ahead. I am right, his face whispered. Here's the move nobody saw coming. While everyone stared at Starbase, SpaceX quietly got the biggest launch site ever at Florida and put 4 launch towers for ultimate operational readiness. I focused on shorter sentences, a more casual tone, and avoiding the banned words. I also tried to add to the sense of urgency and drama.